Gay. Plug. Hey YouTube, I'm back. It's been a minute. Sorry for keeping y'all waiting, but you know, I've been busy. Like, I got stuff going on. I'm back at college. Welcome to the dorm room. I got schoolwork. I've been looking for a job that actually gets me paid. Depression, discovery of possible neurodivergence, grinding Valorant. The usual, you know. But don't worry, I'm not Jesus. I actually came back. This is a bit of a different video than usual. I'm sorry for portraying the person instead about the 4 other videos on this channel, but this is something that needs to be made. Before we begin, I'm gonna put on these sunglasses so that you can't see me blatantly read from the script on the laptop that is shamelessly in frame. There we go. So y'all may not know this about me, but I am a trans woman. Shocker, I know. What y'all probably actually don't know about me is that I am also a child of immigrants. Both of my parents were born and raised in Ghana, so this video is mostly for them, especially my mother. Yeah, Mom, I'm calling you out specifically. Pay very close attention. There has been a rise in homophobia lately. Many very confused, ill-educated, and misguided people hold the notion that being queer is somehow new, or that queer people are just following a trend, or that queer people just came out of nowhere. These completely incorrect and frankly nonsensical beliefs are completely believed by many without so much as a second thought, including my mother. I'm calling you out again, Mama. Pay attention. This is for you. Love you. And it's no wonder that so many oblivious people are as completely uninformed as they are about us queer folk, as there's been a major push to erase our history and dehumanize us in an attempt to other us and ultimately eliminate us. Wonder where I heard this before. Even I, the beautiful and perfect and utterly flawless person that I am, have fallen into the trap of not being as educated as I probably should be on queer history. Hence, this video exists to remedy that. Just the other day, I was graced with the opportunity to see Alok Vaid-Menon live at Kutztown University, which you would know if you were following me on my threads, so do that. Now, link in the description below. And while you're down there, go follow me on Bluesky and Twitch and donate to my Buy Me a Coffee. Now, do it. I'll wait. Did you do it?
Why are you gay?
Shameless plugs aside, Alok spoke about the concept of connecting with their transcestors, their trans ancestors, the trans and gender non-conforming people who came before them. They also did some stand-up and were very funny, unlike me. And now I will be embarking on a journey, an exploration of the transgender and gender non-conforming people who came before me. A deep dive into sexuality and gender identity in West Africa and especially in Ghana. It's time to meet my transcestors. Prior to European colonization, societies in West Africa had very diverse and fluid understandings of gender and sexuality. Evidence from various ethnic groups across the region points to the existence of what may be considered LGBT+ identities today. Our first stop will be towards the north, with the Dagaba people of present-day northern Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Cote d'Ivoire. These people assign gender based not on something boring and lame like anatomy, but rather based on the energy that an individual presented. If you ask me, there's something beautiful and unique about deciding someone's gender based on nothing more than vibes. Come now, sister, push, push, you can do it, you can do it. Aha, there you go. Ah, this one there is giving... I want to say, what do you call that thing? A GPU. And with RGB lighting. And you are lucky one, oh, congratulations.
Transgender.
In the central and western regions of Ghana, we find the Fante people. Side note, that is not the fucking center. Who named these regions? Why is the western north so far south from the north? Why is the northeast both north and somehow more west than the northern? Where the fuck is the south? Who did this? What was I talking about again? Right.
Gay coffee.
The Fante people believe that people, all people, possessed one of 2 souls, a heavy soul and a light soul. If your soul was as light as a feather, you were attracted to men. And if your soul rivaled the weight of the average American, you were attracted to women. The Nzema people of Western Ghana, as well as Coyote Deliver, engaged in a type of marriage known as... Editor, put it on the fucking screen. That. Also known as a friendship marriage, in which 2 people of the same sex enter into a relationship and observe all of the social equivalents of a heterosexual marriage, definitively proving, once and for all, that it is okay to kiss the homies goodnight. Beyond Ghana, the Igbo people of Nigeria traditionally had a culture in which gender was reconstructed and performed according to social need. As quoted in the book Male Daughters, Female Husbands, or more accurately as quoted in the Wikipedia article on the Igbo people that quotes the book Male Daughters, Female Husbands, the flexibility of Igbo gender construction meant that gender was separate from biological sex. Daughters could become sons and consequently male. Let's take a second to ground ourselves. Thus far, we've been talking about peoples and beliefs. But now I'm going to talk about a person, an individual. Victoria was an enslaved African American from Benin. I don't actually know if a picture of this individual exists or not, or like a drawing or a visual account or anything. I'll try and find one and I'll put it on screen now if I find it. But if I don't find it, I'll just put on like, I don't know, Astra from Valorant.
Bye, barista.
According to archives from the Portuguese Inquisition, she was originally known as Antonia, but took on the name Victoria upon her arrival in Portugal. She presented slightly androgynously, but conducted herself as a woman. Victoria earned a living as a sex worker on the streets of Lisbon. According to witness reports, she used feminine gestures to draw the attention of clientele. Victoria's neighbors often gossiped and speculated about her actual sex, which is quite strange when you consider her profession. It would be easy to just pull out your wallet and find out firsthand while her hand gives you and your suspicions a happy ending. She was eventually arrested on the stupidest charge that ever exists in the history of history: sodomy. Despite insisting that she was a woman, she was subjected to forceful and disgraceful physical search and was ultimately given a life sentence as an enslaved person in the King's Galley for the horrible crime of possessing girl because God forbid women have anything. Gay. Jokes aside, Victoria was a very real person who truly existed in the 16th century, nearly 500 years ago. Not recent, not trendy, not new. Rigid binary views of gender and heteronormativity were introduced to Africa by European colonizers in yet another display of how white people ruin everything. The Offences Against the Person Act of 1861 is a British law that criminalizes sodomy. It was implemented in all British colonies, and that includes Ghana, which first criminalized homosexuality in 1892. Here's a list of things older than being gay being illegal in Ghana: graham crackers, the circuit breaker, baseball, potato chips, toilet paper, the electric stove, the cowboy hats, football, the American version, the spork, the QWERTY keyboard layout, solar panels, the car, the zipper, and being gay. After it gained its independence, the Ghanaian Criminal Code of 1960 maintained this law by criminalizing so-called unnatural cardinal knowledge, described as sexual intercourse with a person in an unnatural manner or with an animal. An unnatural manner of doing the deed is taken to refer to penetration between men, not between women, and oral and anal sex between people of different sexes. This also means that lesbianism isn't illegal under the law, so that must mean that... No, they still get arrested. Man, women can't have shit.
Lesbian?
Similarly, the law also prevents the straights from having relations where your food comes in or where it comes out. But the state doesn't concern itself with this because it's their private life.
Really, nigga?
We got straights McGee here, just fucking the shit up, man.
There are also colonial era laws that outlaw cross-dressing in many West African countries and former British colonies in general. These laws unfairly target not just trans and gender non-conforming people, but also anyone who doesn't fit arbitrary and rigid roles of masculinity and femininity. Gender expression is not the same as gender identity. All of these laws are holdover from European colonial era laws that were put in place a mere 130-ish years ago. You know what else happened in 1892? The founding of the fucking Coca-Cola company. It isn't being queer that's new. It's homophobia and transphobia, that is. Despite the British following their holy doctrine of ruining everything for everyone and yet still losing in the longest lived world leaders competitions of the good old US of A, queer people still exist and will continue to do so. Just like one of my new favorite musical artists, Angel Maxine, Ghana's first openly transgender musician who started her music career back in 2020. I discovered her while doing research for this video and it was inspiring to hear Afrobeats, the same kind of music I listened to as a child, the music from my parents' home country. Speaking about the life and experiences that my country insists are unnatural was very affirming. It made me feel just a little bit more connected to the motherland. It made me feel not alone. I'm gonna throw Angel Maxine's Spotify and YouTube music pages in the description below, but not her Apple Music because Apple sucks and Android is better. Definitely give her a listen. 10 out of 10, almost as good as Kendrick. Even so, queer people face significant challenges in Ghana, including widespread discrimination in employment, housing, healthcare, and education. They are often subject to physical and verbal harassment, violence, and even mob attacks with little or no legal recourse. I wonder where I've heard this before. And speaking of legal recourse, there are currently ongoing efforts to further outlaw being LGBT+ in Ghana. Proposed in 2021, the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill was approved by the Ghanaian Parliament on February 28, 2024 with bipartisan support. But it didn't go into effect because the bill lapsed with the dissolution of Parliament prior to the 2024 Ghanaian general election. Even so, the bill was later introduced in March of 2025. This month, month as of the writing of the script, by 10 members of parliament as a private member's bill. This despicable bill threatens the following things that are currently scrolling on your screen, because every time I try to read them out loud, I burst into tears. Here they are again. Read them one more time and tell me where the human sexual rights are, because I can't fucking find them. Current Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama, I don't care if I butchered that, fuck you, has reportedly said that he supports the principle of the legislature, although he would prefer it to be introduced as a government bill rather than a private member's one. Transgender and gender nonconforming people and queer people in general have always existed and will always continue to exist. We existed in Ghana, we existed in West Africa, and we existed worldwide. It was colonial influence that caused the proliferation of homophobia and transphobia and the introduction of a rigid gender binary and heteronormativity. It is important to recognize and connect with the past and not allow our history to be erased. Look to the past to guide us to the future, for there is much we can learn from our transcestors. Gay! Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, it's a bit different from my normal videos. The next video will probably be another unscripted commentary video, but if you like this style of video, please make sure to leave that in the comments below and let me know. And if you want to see what this channel is usually like, check out my last video on r/am_the_asshole. And also don't forget to smash that like button like it owes you money. It really helps me out as a small creator and I would appreciate it a lot. Check out the description below for all of the sources I use for this video, as well as Angel Maxine's music pages. Seriously, she's an inspiration and I feel like I can make it thanks to her. While you're down there, make sure to follow me on my threads and my Bluesky so you can see me barely post anything. Seriously, my Bluesky might as well not even exist at this point. But that might change if you give me a follow. Who knows? You'll have to follow and find out.
Turn the friggin' frogs gay!
And also follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/blackholerants. I try to stream every other week on Fridays at like 7:30 Eastern, the best time. But, you know, no promises. That's just like a thing that I try to do. So really, you'll just have to follow me on Twitch to see when I start streaming, see when I go live. Make sure you turn on notifications. Do it now. I mostly do gaming streams, pretty much just Valorant right now, but who knows? I might break off. I might do something else. I might not play Valorant. And if you enjoyed this video and want to support me, my channel is still too small for YouTube to pay me anything, so make sure you hit me up my Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below. Any amount helps. I seriously appreciate it. Plus, you'll get a shout out at the end of my videos. Big shout out to all my current Buy Me a Coffee supporters. Love you guys. So yeah, that's all she wrote, and all she didn't, and all she did. What the fuck am I doing? That's it. Thanks for watching. Go do something productive. And by do something productive, I mean go to the description below, listen to Angel Maxine, and give me money. Bye.